It's Feel Good Friday. Last week, this one didn't go over so great. I think I got everybody confused. We're trying to figure out if you're more this or more that. We'll talk about it in a second, but we wanted the community to kind of share with everybody a little bit of information about themselves. Are you more this or are you more that, depending on the word? You want to play this game with me, Josh? I have one little hair coming off my head that
Is it
just
getting
keeps
you?
tickling.
I see it. I see it.
All right. Are you more adventure or comfort?
Um, well, I don't like to go outside. I'm allergic.
Okay. So you're more comfort.
True.
I think I'm more adventure.
See, but here's the thing, right? Like, I also play video games where I save universes, right? Or I'm competing at a high level against people from all over the world. So is that comfort or is that excitement and adventure?
You're comfortable in your adventurous zone.
Right?
It's adventure
But
too, but you're
still,
still
right?
comfort.
I
Okay.
I would say that I can't really do. I mean, I guess you could go out and play these new run and gun games where they have little pellets. I see a lot of that on YouTube.
Out in real life?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We're talking about
Oh
these
no,
people get what could only
no,
be
no.
considered what looks like an actual real gun, but you can
What?
actually see the pellets as they shoot out, right? And they're
What's wrong
tiny
with
little.
people?
It's not BB guns. I don't even know what it's called anymore. But and it's like a step up from paintball
A
guns.
BB, but a step down from paintball.
Well, I'm saying like paintball, you can see the little splatter. Right? There's all these like little refs in the woodsy areas, and sometimes they go to like broken down buildings, and they kind of have their like little competition inside of that. So there's
Yeah.
these refs, and it's like a if you get hit, you have to put your hand up and be like I'm out, and then you kind of leave the
Hmm.
area. I guess maybe you quote unquote respawn again, but I would rather do that from my
Respawn.
Xbox. Yeah.
I would too. In that case, I would be comfort if I was
Yeah.
playing games like
Exactly.
you.
Right.
All right. Knowledge or imagination? I'm definitely imagination.
Right. So
Yeah.
like let's examine this. I have a very vivid imagination, and that's part of the reason why going to the movies is kind of a meh situation, right?
Okay.
Especially okay, so I learned what was the first time this happened to me. Um it is the wait, The Born Identity,
Hmm.
okay? Matt Damon plays a spy who lost his memory after taking, I think, a gunshot in the back of the head or whatever.
Okay.
And from that point going forward, there's only a few things that really stayed true with the book. Now, I did not know that this was a book. And as I left the theater, I was like, wow, that was a whole lot of fun. Me and a bunch of our friends went to see it, action flick. And one of my buddies looked at me and he's like, yeah, the book was way better. And I was like, this was a book? Like, that's not the kind of book I read. So
Yeah.
he a couple days later, he drops by and he was like, hey, here's that book. Give it a shot. Let me know what you think. In the book, like the character is so wildly different. Okay, and
Hmm.
so I don't want to ruin this. Let's put it this way: when he first meets the woman that he's going to kind of, and I'm using the word use here, he basically kidnaps a bank official,
Uh-huh.
okay, to get out of the bank because she has red hair, right? That's the thing that's going to stand out. But also, he's like, they're going to look at her, they're not going to look at me, so that's a thing. And then also, they're not looking for one person. I'm sorry, they're looking
Right.
for one
Right.
person, so I can easily
Yeah.
get out with two. And he just like when he finds her, he just puts his gun right in her face, and he's just like, "Do what I tell you, or I will shoot you in your effing face." And he does this to her over and over again as she opens up vaults, as she opens up like all of these things until he gets her out of the building, and then he still doesn't let her get away. He's like, we're still moving, we're still being kind of
Hmm.
traced and all this other jazz. The thing is he doesn't remember who he is, right? So when he finally gets in there and she opens up his thing, all he sees is a bunch of money and a bunch more passports from different
Hmm.
different aliases, so on and so forth. And so, I mean, as you're reading this book, you're like, this guy is insane. What's going on?
Right.
It's
Right.
so good. The book made the movie look silly in comparison. And so
Okay.
that's the kind of problem I have with imagination. Like if I read a book, I'm going to go way bigger with the explosions. I'm going to go
Right.
way deeper with the darkness of the character than I will from watching a movie.
Right. I was the same way with 50 Shades of Grey. We'll just leave it at that.
Let's leave it at that.
Okay. Let's move on. Introvert or extrovert? Honestly, I know you don't believe me, but I really am more of an introvert.
Okay, explain that to me when you're constantly trying to climb up on tables and dance, Karen.
That is due to Fireball. But when I was younger, I think I was a little bit more of an extrovert, again, due to like, different alcoholic beverages. But now that I'm older, I don't want to be the one to just walk up to people and like, hi, my name's Karen. I just feel dumb. Definitely
Mm-hmm.
no.
Let
I
me
think a lot of that is silly sometimes.
well, let me tell you how I understand these words. Okay,
Okay.
for a true introvert, they recharge when they're at home, and for a true extrovert, when they recharge in the presence of others, which is why they tend to be like the life of the party.
Okay. And then I'm definitely an introvert. I need to
There
be
you
home
go.
to recharge for
There you
sure.
go.
That's me. Yeah. Watch a movie, read a book. Watch a movie.
I just covered that. I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah. You're a book. Early riser, night owl. You're a night owl. I already know
Mm-hmm.
that. I'm probably night owl. Yeah.
Hold on.
I
I
think
want to
I'm a
revisit
combo.
this movie thing here. How come playing video games
What?
isn't on this list?
I don't know. You have to ask the person
I'm
who
just
made the
saying.
list. I
I'm just
didn't make
saying
it.
because I would
I didn't make it.
I would watch a movie so long as I could play a video game at the same time, or I would watch a movie so long as I could read a book at the same time. Watching a movie by itself,
Okay.
yeah,
Well, if I'm watching a movie while I'm home, there's a chance, depending on what time it is, I'm probably going to fall asleep, no matter
nap
how
time.
interested I am.
Okay.
In a movie theater, I'm all in, especially if I can get the ones that the seats move and the lights and the water and the air. Yeah, I'm all in.
Never again.
Yeah.
Oh,
Planned
hold on,
or,
hold on.
yeah.
Again, early riser versus night owl. I just read an article talking about people who have undiagnosed ADHD tend to have a later circadian rhythm,
Okay.
which is to say they just get more charged
Hmm.
up in the evening, right? So that's weird because I never thought
And
about that before.
definitely, I was never diagnosed because we didn't diagnose back then.
Not
You
back
just were
then.
somebody who didn't pay attention, right?
Yeah.
And so it's absolutely me. All right. Planned or spontaneous? I'm definitely, it's hard, I love spontaneity, but when we go away, my husband plans like the restaurants and I plan everything else. I cannot be on a vacation without knowing what I'm doing during my days. It could be
Interesting.
doing nothing, but that has to be planned.
Mm,
Doing nothing time.
interesting.
I, yeah.
I understand this when it comes to vacationing. The only plan I want is to know when I'm leaving and when we're coming back, and the whole rest of the time, I want to just indulge in the area that I'm in. So I
Yeah.
go with the wind. So it's very spontaneous that way. But
Right.
here's the thing: if somebody were to
Yeah.
tell me, like, I was in Jamaica several years ago, and they were like, "Hey, we're gonna go meet some dolphins," okay, and it happens at
Uh-huh.
this time, and I immediately was like, "Nope, not gonna do it." And I don't know if it's because, like, if they would have just put me in the truck and said, "Hey, we're gonna go on an adventure," I probably would
Mm-hmm.
have gone along with that. But the minute
Huh.
they told me what they were gonna do and what time it was happening, I was like, "Nah, I'm out." And I mean, it was
That's
like an
so odd.
immediate response. Yeah. I also don't. I don't. I'm
Hmm.
probably allergic to dolphins.
That could be it. That's what it was. You want to go out to dinner or cook dinner? I'm gonna go out.
I prefer to cook. They use too much salt everywhere.
All right. You're more of a that. I'm more of a this.
I'm a that.
I'm a this. There you go.
That's why
I
we
don't know
work
what that
well.
means,
That's why
everybody.
we work well.
That's what it is. It's right there.
Complimentary.
Yeah, exactly. Can't be with the
Hi,
person who's also the
Melissa. She
this.
says bonjour.